Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna.
जी राधा माधव।
ओम नमो हो गया? नहीं बना? जय राधा माधव। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना, यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जयो राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं Tato jayamudhire nashra prayasha badreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki iti te asat kritastenha vijaha pandita manina bhagnayam bhavyayachnayam tasmai vidura chakruduhu iti te asat kritastenha vijaha pandita manina bhagnayam bhavyayachnayam tasmai vidura chakruduhu iti te asat kritastenha iti te asat kritastenha vijaha pandita maninaha vijaha pandita manina bhagnayam bhavyayachnayam tasmai vidura chakruduhu tasmai vidura chakruduhu. Iti, okay, I can give chance to online also. Hare Krishna. Chalo.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. इति
Yes,
ते असत्कृतास्तेन द्विजाः पंडिता मानिना भग्नायां भव्ययाचनायां तस्मै विदुरचोक्रुदुः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Iti te asatkitastena duja pandita manina bhagnaya bhavyachayam tasme vidura chakrudhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you can.
Iti te askrita asten duja pandit manina bhagnayam bhavyanchayam tasme vidura chakrudhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ite asatkritasteena dvija panditamanina bhagnayam bhavyayachnayam tasmai vidura chukruduhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Iti te asatkritasteena dvija panditamanina bhagnayam bhavya yachnayam tasmai vidura chakraduhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay. Iti das. They, all the great sages, asatkritaha, being insulted, tena, by the king, dvijaha, the brahmanas, panditamanina, thinking himself to be very learned, Bhagnaya, being broken. Bhavya, auspicious. Yachnayam, their request. Tasmai, at him. Vidura, O Vidura. Chakruduhu became very angry. My dear Vidura, all good fortune unto you. The foolish king, who thought himself very learned, thus insulted the great sages. And the sages, being broken-hearted by the king's words, became very angry at him. All the great saintly sages immediately cried, "Kill him! Kill him! He is the most dreadful and sinful person. If he lives, he will certainly turn the whole world into ashes in no time." Yes, Supriti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Saintly persons are generally very kind to all kinds of living entities, but they are not unhappy when a serpent or a scorpion is killed. It is not good for saintly persons to kill, but they are encouraged to kill demons who are exactly like serpents and scorpions. Therefore, all the saintly sages decided to kill King Vena, who was so dreadful and dangerous to all human society. We can appreciate the extent to which the saintly sages actually control the king. If the king or government becomes demonic, it is the duty of a saintly person to upset the government and replace it with deserving persons who follow the orders and instructions of saintly persons. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, one more we will do. The saintly sages continued, "This impious and impudent man does not deserve to sit on the throne at all. He is so shameless that he even dared insult the Supreme Personality, Godhead, Lord Vishnu."
Purport. One should not at any time tolerate blasphemy and insults against Lord Vishnu or his devotees. A devotee is generally very humble and meek, and he is reluctant to pick a quarrel with anyone, nor does he envy anyone. However, a pure devotee immediately becomes fiery with anger when he sees that Lord Vishnu or his devotee is insulted. This is the duty of a devotee. Although a devotee maintains an attitude of meekness and gentleness, it is a great fault on his part if he remains silent when the Lord or his devotee is blasphemed. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
But for King Vena, who simply inauspicious, who would blaspheme? Who would blaspheme the Supreme Personality Godhead, by whose mercy one is awarded all kinds of fortune and opulences?
Purport. When human society individually or collectively becomes godless and blasphemes the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is certainly destined for ruination. Such a civilization invites all kinds of bad fortune due to not appreciating the mercy of the Lord.
The great sages, thus manifesting the covert anger, immediately decided to kill the king. King Vena was already as good as dead due to his blasphemy against the Supreme Personality Godhead. Thus, without using any weapon, the sages killed King Vena simply by high-sounding words. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ittam vyavasita hantum rishayo ruda manuyavaha nijagno hunkritaivenam atam achyuta nindaya. The great sages, thus manifesting their covert anger, immediately decided to kill the king. The king Vena was already as good as dead due to his blasphemy against the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, without using any weapon, the sages killed King Vena simply by high-sounding words. Hare Krishna. Now tell me an instance from the scripture where somebody got very hurt because of blasphemy against the Lord or the devotee and he acted. Like here we see the sages, they are cursing King Vena. Do you know any other instance from the scripture or Acharyas? Mother Parvati cursed Chitraketu. Yes, anybody else, any other instance? Speak, Supriti.
Shishupala Prabhuji. Like Shishupala always, he was always blaspheming Lord Krishna and he was punished for that.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Jagai Magai. They insulted Nityananda Prabhu and they were punished by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Even Amrish Maharaj was insulted by Durvasa Muni and so he was also punished.
Yes, very
Hare
good.
Krishna
Then
Prabhuji. Daksa Prajapati insulted Lord Shiva actually, and because of that, what happened, everybody knows. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
he lost his head.
Yeah,
Then,
yes, Prabhuji.
Hiranyakashipu Prabhuji.
Yeah.
and then what happened? He lost his
His
life,
life.
correct? His stomach was torn. Then, that's all?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Bolo.
Prabhuji, when the police inspector said this Hare Krishna chanting is
News. Nuisance.
nuisance, and Prabhupada got very upset.
Prabhupada, very good, very good. Okay, so any other instance is in mind? Chand Kazi, when he stopped the Nama Sankirtana, then Lord Chaitanya said, "We will not obey this order," became very angry. Yes, kill him! That time also, they were telling the followers, kill him, they were so angry at him. Okay. So we understand now let us understand this principle. And then after understanding principles, next stage will be what we do, application of this. So this is a principle. When you love somebody, you cannot tolerate an offense on them. Make sense? So the devotees, they love the Lord. Therefore we hear something, they cannot tolerate separation from the Lord. बहुत बड़ी चीज है. It is said the pure devotees, they are in so much pain in separation from the Lord. Lord is constantly visible to them. They will die if they don't see the Lord for a moment. So much, because it is spirit, material world also, to some extent it is manifested, but it is a perverted reflection. But in the spiritual world, it is in purity. When Krishna was informed about the residents of Vrindavan, they almost died when Krishna went to Dwarka. They had their own children at home, most of the people, right? Except Mother Yashoda, other people had children at home. They had their husband, they had their house, they were rich also, but they were almost dead. The Gopas, the Gopis, they could not tolerate separation from the Lord. Intense pain of separation they lived. We are also not seeing the Lord. And in this condition, we are not having any pain of separation. You know the famous statement in this context, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I am not a devotee." Somebody said, "You're not a devotee, but you're always crying for Krishna." And that is just a show, Because if I was a devotee, how am I living without Krishna? This is the intolerable pain that is there for a devotee. Even for the Acharya. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a very nice story of Puranjana. And in that story, as it develops, there is Prabhupada in some instances commented that how can a devotee live without the separation from the Lord, or from the spiritual master? The spiritual master departs, the devotee can't live. If I look at my heart, I'm not feeling that separation from Krishna, neither I'm feeling any intense separation from the spiritual master. In Srila Prabhupada time, the devotees, when they were in other temples, Srila Prabhupada in the beginning had only one temple, New York temple. Then he went to Los Angeles, opened second center. The devotees of the previous temple were in intense separation. When Srila Prabhupada came to India because of his bad health, and then when he came back, rejuvenated, the devotees were crying in the airport, intensely crying, seeing him again. So much love. Even when Srila Prabhupada was about to depart from the world, Prabhupada said, I'm going to leave the world. And all the devotees were sitting there and they started crying. So Prabhupada, God brothers were there. So Prabhupada said, look, it turns his God brothers, look how much they love me. They're requesting Prabhupada, no, please eat. We want you to stay some more time. Prabhupada said, no, I've done my work. Why are you crying? But Prabhupada was in Rishikesh. He said, I want to go to Vrindavan now. Now I will leave my body. The devotees could not take it. They were all crying intensely. So Prabhupada said, why are you crying? Whatever you need to go back to Godhead, I've given you now. Why are you crying? Just imagine, so much love. But if I look at my heart, there is not such love for Prabhupada, there is not such love for spiritual master, no love for Krishna. So these things will manifest when the heart is purified. This is all like, we're just doing our services, but when the heart is purified, instead of material emotions, the spiritual emotions will appear. Rather, spiritual emotions are so strong, the material emotions will be insignificant in front of it. The same way, separation I'm talking, same way when a Lord is blasphemed, we get upset. We get intense pain. So should we immediately act? There was an instance I'll tell you, analyze this. One of our book distributors, I know we call him Yogi. So we were distributing books in the train. So then he entered the AC compartment, which generally TTs tolerate entrance in the sleeper, because sleeper is janta, people are coming, going, millions of people are selling millions of things without permit. So we go and sell without permit, thoda manage ho jata hai. The little they scold and you can then manage. Generally they collect some bribe, they allow. We don't give bribes, so they scold us, but then they leave us. But AC generally they don't allow to enter because big people are there, they may complain. So he went to the AC compartment. And when he entered the AC compartment, the TT saw it. Kya hai ye? Why you come here? Take this bag out. And he hid the bag. The bag was having Bhagavad Gita. So the devotee went forward. I should not tolerate blasphemy. He has kicked Bhagavad Gita. Gave him a slap in front of everybody. 5 fingers on his face. Then after that, you can imagine what happened. People are holding both of them because they both wanted to slap it. So, what do you think can be done? You should slap immediately the moment you see people say blasphemy, because that's what the shloka said. The devotee cannot tolerate blasphemy. So, it should come out or slap or be angry but within the heart. What do you feel? Because here, let us see what the shloka says. And then you tell me the implementation. The last line says so. although a devotee maintains an attitude of meekness and gentleness, it is a great fault on his part if he remains silent when the Lord or a devotee is blasphemed. So tell me, what is the solution now? What we should do? He asked me this question, is it right or wrong? What I did, I gave a tight slap to the TT because he came Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says there, it's a great fault if you remain silent. So he said, isn't it right what I did? What do you say? Give me a solution. What you should do? Everybody silent. Radhika? Vrindavaneshwari Devidas. Yes, Radhika Mataji? What is your solution?
Prabhu, we may leave the place if possible.
You say better leave the place. Yes, anybody else? But the shloka says they should not be silent now.
We should show our unhappiness, Prabhuji. We should show our unhappiness, but attacking somebody.
But the sages here, what example you are telling? Sages, they are killed Vena. They didn't say, Vena, you are quite upset with what you said. They didn't do that. Kill him! They killed him immediately. Yeah, Muralidharji.
Yes, Prabhuji. If
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
what he had done is correct, because even if the crowd beats him, he will be able to tolerate it in the name of blasphemy by others. So whatever he has done is perfectly fine.
Chalo, anybody else? What do you feel?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sadar Pranam, Prabhuji.
What do you do?
There
Slap?
may-
You are in the same situation. I gave you Bhagavad Gita, you went to that thing, and TT picked up your Gita and just threw in the sky, and it fell in a dustbin or something. What will do to the TT? You should give a slap to him like that.
Prabhuji, may I say something?
Yeah, what is your solution?
Prabhuji's solution today is not the same as it could be in Satyuga. This is Kali Yuga, age of violence and total intolerance and petty-mindedness. Today, in the name of reacting to blasphemy, people go and kill other people, and then they are booked for murder. So that is no point. If as the Lord said, don't preach to those who blaspheme me, who do not respect me. So just move away. There are many people who are happy to listen to you and who want to benefit from spiritual knowledge and guidance. Don't go and preach to those who blaspheme. The Lord himself has said, do not do that. So
Very good.
that's what I felt.
Very
Pranam
nice.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So any other view? We proceed now. Okay. Biju's, what is Biju, your solution?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So what I was saying is, it is obvious we express our anger, but at the same time we need to also have that kind of a tolerance, and that's where we differentiate from the others. So there's no point going tit for tat kind of a thing. And then as we get purified, our understanding is better. It's better to avoid these kind of people.
Very good. Very good. Okay. So we have different perspectives. Okay. So now coming to blasphemy, first principle is we understood the devotee actually feels pain. Just like it is said, when we are in association of karmis, we feel like as if we are put inside a cage and thrown in the fire. And that is the spirit at which we all, those people who join the movement full time, that is the reason we just could not stand the association of karmis. Okay? So, in the same spirit, Piva the Bhagavata Rasamalayam, devotee is always drinking Krishna consciousness, so he doesn't want to mix with karmis. When he is relishing Krishna consciousness, he keeps little his mind and consciousness, he does not reveal to the karmis. He keeps it secret. We have to be careful. We have the same statement for Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was stuck in a situation, his father and mother were not inclined. Srisriradhagovinda ki, that he dedicated himself full time for the service of Radha Govinda. The parents were not interested. They were more interested in enjoying the opulence, living comfortably. They were not interested in what he was. So he wanted to give up that association and he wanted to join the Lord Chaitanya's movement full time. So when he was a small child, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, expressed a desire. Not child, he was married probably already at this time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you act normal outside and be chaste to Krishna in the heart. That's the instruction he gave. But we should feel, devotee as he advances, more and more he feels intolerable inside when he sees sense gratification is going on. Just like you see somewhere sitting, somebody is watching movie, you feel very intolerant within the heart. What is this? Kachara. Not that, oh, that's okay, I will also sit and watch. No. Otherwise, how will you protect your consciousness? So devotee feels more and more natural feeling. When he hears a kirtan, he feels great ecstasy. When he sees sense gratification, he feels intolerance. He feels suffocated if he's put in that situation. So the same thing should go. We should be careful sometimes. Sometimes what happens, devotee leave the association of the devotees, and without association, they start then appreciating karmis. Then they don't even feel a difference between devotee and a karmi, and they associate with the karmis. So that's not a sign of advancement. Advancement, when we fall down, we actually lose the appreciation for a devotee. For us, karmi and devotee, there is no difference. See what happened. Fall down doesn't mean you physically fall down. Fall down means the curtains are put. Now no longer I can appreciate the sweetness of the Harinam. No longer I can appreciate pleasure of reading the Shastra. No longer I can appreciate the happiness of taking darshan of the Lord. So these things go away. That's called fall down. No longer I can appreciate the association of devotees. Then there's what's the point in staying in the association? Then I mingle with the karmis, and then gradually more and more we become materialistic and everything is lost. So as we advance in spiritual life, it is said, Bhakti Paresha Anubhava Virakti Anyatra Syat. Bhakti means Paresh Anubhava. Anubhava means experience. There is spiritual experience of spiritual happiness. Those of you who do not know, we are going to have a boat festival on Radhashtami. In the morning we will do Abhisheka. In the evening, we have 3 events we are planning. Normal Abhisheka, then flower Abhisheka for the main deities, and third, boat festival for the small deities. So those who missed coming for the inauguration due to some reason, they were busy, or who are able to come anyway, come and join us. Radhashtami, Krishnashtami, Radhashtami, both are big festivals for us. We have Radha Krishna deity. So the nice festival, boat has already come. We are ready to fill the water. See the big fountain. So there is a lot of space around. We are filling it with water. And then we have a boat. And the boat goes to different stops. People offer something to the Lord. You can offer some sweet something to the Lord. Lord has come out now like Rath Yatra. People can offer something. And you can offer some flowers. It's very nice, very beautiful. And as always, boat festival is very ecstatic. You have to stop everybody from jumping into water, but it's a very ecstatic festival always. So, welcome. So, Paresh Anubhava. In fact, we are surviving Krishna because of that. Those days where there was a Abhisheka, I still remember the Abhisheka, and so ecstatic it was. One Abhisheka, so ecstatic. Guru Maharaj was also there. So ecstatic. Those small impressions stay within the heart and keep us going. Otherwise we will stop. We are not practicing Krishna consciousness only because of Shastra, only because of Acharya. It is also because of Anubhava, because of happiness that it gives here and there. Some kirtan some days, some class some days, some prasadam some days, some darshan some days, some association some day. Those all pleasures of happiness we are storing in our heart. and that keep us going day after day. Okay, so this is very important for us that we keep meditating on the Anubhava and more Anubhava. And also I request you, whenever you have a good point, please have a book and write down. You hear the class, that's a very interesting point, write down, because writing down makes it, because we are knowing the process of Krishna consciousness, but hardly we are following it. So writing down makes a determination, okay, from tomorrow I do this, or this is very important thing I want to impress within my heart. Philosophy we all know, but these things have to be imprinted within the heart. It has to go deep. One thing, writing helps. Number two, some experience at that time also you write. Today it was such an ecstatic darshan, deities were so beautiful. I felt so happy. Online, taking darshan. Write it down, write it down. You know, sometimes what happens, when the life will always not be up, it will be down sometime. And those days when you had difficulty, physical, mental, or sometimes spiritual, you can read that. Oh, it was so ecstatic, I written it. I was the one experiencing. See, it is ecstatic. It was ecstatic. Don't leave the process. You can just write down those things. So it helps. Okay, so bhakti pareshan bhava virakti. As we advance in bhakti, then we feel distasteful for all these things. For bad association, for blasphemy. Now we forget we said the example, but the meditation was not on Sati. How much she could not tolerate blasphemy of Lord Shiva, who she knows is the pure devotee of Krishna, and husband was just the father was just blaspheming him, and she could not tolerate, and so much that she burned her whole body. Bhagavatam goes pages and pages on the blasphemy. There Prabhupada explains we should be. Another thing is that we should be careful not to create a situation that people will blaspheme. Now, if you're going to describe Rasa Leela of the Lord, people will only blaspheme. That's why we didn't put that picture in the temple. People will only make fun. Just make fun. They speak so many bad things. So, a good situation is that when somebody speaks bad, intellectually we can try to explain him. And many people say, yeah, I'm sorry. Gentleman says, yeah, I'm sorry. I just should not have said that. If you can do that, do that. It's good. Take care. Don't have to take extreme measures or taking his tongue out and cutting. These are things are there. Cut out his tongue. And then second thing you can do is that when the example of Sati explains, so there is when, just wait, Jita. So when Shishupal blasphemed Lord Krishna, different people acted differently. The Brahmanas, they blocked the ears and they walked away. So that's what some people express when a blasphemy occurs, the easiest thing to do. The Kshatriyas, the Pandavas and all took out the swords. They said, if you proceed one more word, I'm going to kill you. And he took out his sword to fight. And Krishna didn't want it was a Rajasui Yagna. He didn't want a Yagna to be messed up. So what did Lord Krishna do? He took his Sudarshana and just threw his head out. They don't need a war and all here. 1 minute, it's over. But Pandavas, how did they do? The Kshatriyas, they took out the sword. So Prabhupada explained the principle there. The Brahmanas, when there is an offense, they walk away from that place, block ears. So therefore, we should, if we can, it's not easy, we should glorify devotees. If we can. It's not easy because we are only glorifying ourselves all the time. 24 hours, Jaya is going for ourselves. That is our weakness. Second part is that if we can, learn to glorify other devotees. In fact, Kanishta Adhikari means he cannot appreciate other devotees. That is called Kanishta. Madhyamadhikari starts learning how to appreciate other devotees, an advancement. Only Sattuguna you can do that. Madhyamadhikari means Sattuguna. And Tamoguna, Rajoguna is Kanishta Adhikari. But Uttamadhikari is still better, more advanced situation. So anyway, so let us that is, leave it, that we cannot achieve. We are in Kanishtam and Madhyama. So, if we can, we should learn to appreciate. And if we see somebody is criticizing other devotees, just change the topic. That is best. Some people, they do that. There is always that tendency is there to talk and talk ill. Just leave that situation. Just change the topic and talk about something else. Or the person is still not, leave that, then go have some work, I'll just meet you after some time and leave that place. Because heart should be filled with happiness. How will you preach Krishna consciousness if a heart is not filled with happiness? Prabhupada said the whole Gaudiya Math became destroyed because of offenses. From one matha it became destroyed to 27 pieces, with all court cases, with all police stations, with all physical fights. Do you think there were no offenses? We can't even imagine the offenses. There was a scene of in Howrah Bridge, people are running behind the sadhus, running behind each other to hit each other. What is this? What people will get inspiration to see sadhus doing that? Therefore, Prabhupada just dumped that organization, not feel any interest. Why? What happened? Such a powerful institution could no longer do any preaching. Why did it destroy? By aparadhas, by offenses. So simply should be on guard. It's not that people will not offend you. People will speak against you, that's their nature. We can go and clarify. But if they feel the person has become jealous and envious, just ignore. Just ignore. Okay. And focus on devotion service. And thing keeps developing. We feel more and more happiness in serving Krishna. And the real treasure is gone away of happiness of Krishna consciousness. Then how do you preach? If our heart is full of negativity, then how do you preach? If you are not happiness, you cannot artificially show happiness to somebody. That is a joke. So if you're really happy within the heart, people feel inspired by you when you're trying to preach to them. Okay? These are some of the thoughts I had. Anybody else wants to add anything on blasphemy or some principle, some example, some situation? Yes. Yes, Neeraja Mataji, any thing to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question. You told that when the Lord is blasphemed, Brahmana either he doesn't want to listen, or he moves away from there, and the Kshatriya, yeah, and he takes out his sword and reacts in anger. But how will be the reaction of a Vaishya, Prabhuji? How will Vaishya react?
Vaishya example is there of the Hiranya Govardhan Majumdar. When Gopal Chakravarti offended Haridas Thakur, they removed him from the job. They terminated his job. Get out, nonsense.
Yes, sir. Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you,
And
Prabhuji.
Shudra, because he neither can argue, neither can comment, do anything, neither can fight, neither can terminate from the job. He commits suicide. And that is the instance of Sati Mata, that is what the answer is. Because as a woman, she considered herself like a Shudra, and she felt that, what can I do? I'm a father, I cannot walk away, I cannot fight with him, so I'll terminate him from the job. So she committed suicide. But we don't recommend that. But the devotee should feel, point is that, we may not, at least we should feel like that. How can I live now? We don't feel anything. Correct? That's the situation. We don't feel anything.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
The action will come later. Now, the action in this world is the strategy what are you going to take. But we should feel bad. We should feel bad. Take it.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Minal, what do you want to add? Hare Krishna. Minal ji, unmute kariye na. Okay. जितेंद्र प्रभु जी यूट्यूब पे पढ़े हैं कि जगन्नाथपुरी मंदिर निर्माण में शिव प्रभुपाद से मिले थे और मैं शिल प्रभुपाद शिवजी प्रभुपाद से मिले थे। अभी मैंने तो ये नहीं पढ़ा है, इफ आई क्रॉस चेक आई टेल यू, ठीक है। जनरली शिल प्रभुपाद वाज ओके, मैं क्या म्यूट कर दिया सबको? ऐसा तो कर दिया। ओ सॉरी, या मिनल जी बोलिए, सॉरी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah. So Arjuna also, when Krishna left, he felt like a pauper. He could not even, the way he came in, Yudhishthir Maharaj was surprised, and he could not even lift everything he lost, as if it was when Krishna left. Yeah, he was in agony. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
He showed his love for the Lord. Pandavas are so great. Yudhishthira just walked out of the palace when he heard.
Yes.
And Devaki was blasphemy. So that's a very good example. Radhika Vrindaneshwari. Can you explain what you're trying to say? Yeah.
And Devaki was, when Kamsa was driving the chariot of Devaki and Vasudev, so the Akashvani came and that Kamsa would be killed by his son. Now Devaki was a devotee of the Lord, but Kamsa did not, hesitate to kill her. So that time Vasudev actually tried to convince him by, first of all, he started flattering him, and some or the other way he tried to convince him to change him, and he agreed, and he said, I will give you all the sons, and that's how it.
Very good, very good. The example of Radhika Mataji is that she's saying when Kamsa was about to kill Devaki and he was so angry at Devaki, so it definitely blaspheming her, wants to kill her. At that time, Vasudeva did what is a good example for us. Try to calm the situation, and he saved her life. Correct? That's good. That's good. Yes, Minalji, still you want to add something more?
No, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Radha Ashtami is the only day when Radha Rani's charan ke darshan hote hai, na?
See, what has happened, this thing is a tradition of Vrindavan, but in ISKCON, there have been a lot of discussion on it that it should not be done. The GBC order is not to be done. So in Vrindavan, there's a different bhava. We don't want to imitate that everywhere. Okay? So that's what instructions are there not to show. But because in ISKCON it was practiced for a long time, some temples still show.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Just a question, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I want to clarify one thing. During one of the gathering when Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada was blasphemed by one of the devotees, not devotee, from the audience. And the Prabhupada's devotees were going to attack him, then Prabhupada tolerated it. How can we look at this incident, Prabhuji?
No, your voice is not coming clear. Lakshmi. Huh?
Prabhuji, is it clear now?
Or you have at Sharjah?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
From Sharjah, the audio is not traveling to Mangalore.
Is it clear now, Prabhuji?
Yeah, try. You tell. We will understand.
Prabhuji, I had a question. During one of the gathering, when Srila Prabhupada was insulted by from the audience, but Prabhupada's devotees were going to attack him, right? So then Prabhupada said, it is maybe in the past life I had something. So how can we look at that?
Very good. Yeah, that's very nice, very nice. Prabhupada dealt in a very beautiful way. There was once what happened in America, it's a big instance. It's in Prabhupada Memories. You are able to hear me clearly?
Yes,
okay. So what happened was the devotees had gone to some program where a Christian place, they were invited, and Srila Prabhupada presented very nicely Krishna consciousness there. People are happy. But one of the Indian who was actually well-wisher, who had company, suddenly became angry at Prabhupada. He said, why you are coming to this country and speaking this philosophy? They already have a very good relation, blah, blah, blah. Just, I don't know what he was trying to do. And Prabhupada felt, he made the atmosphere very sickening and everybody felt bad. And Prabhupada was silent, did not say anything. And they came back. And before Prabhupada was to leave America, that city, go to another place, Prabhupada said, call him. So the devotee went, called that gentleman. Prabhupada wants to meet you. He came. And Prabhupada gave him his garland and was respectful to him. So one devotee asked Prabhupada later, Prabhupada, why did you do that? That person was so offensive to you and blah, blah, blah. So Prabhupada made the statement you are saying. Maybe in some last life I was offensive to him, so this has come back to me. This is very advanced, not easy. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuve eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavyo namo namo. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavindra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.